Here we are once again, the mega powers of podcasting coming to you live from the On the Money Sports Lounge with a new edition of On the Money podcast. We are a week away from free agency frenzy in the NFL, and we have more updates and information as far as player franchise tags, some names that will be tagged, some that won't. Some restructures of deals to open up cap space, and the question marks surrounding certain players as far as, is it worth bringing them in, or are we putting ourselves in a worse position than we were a year prior? Before we get to all that, though, as always, alongside me, the one and only Oscar O-Money Muniz is in the house.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are set to have a nice episode. So much baseball truly hasn't got going yet. Spring training is in effect. Bryce Harper still feels like he's a little been shunned by the vice president of the player operations. NBA, the All-Star game is an absolute joke, and we're not even going to talk about that.
Just cancel it, bro.
But what we will talk about is what rules the sports in North America, and that is NFL. Hashtag NFL is king.
It's crazy. NFL is king because the offseason is generating more conversation than the actual regular season of the NBA, which resumes tomorrow. And I just made a post about that earlier. I just hope that the players, actually take it serious, because before the conversation was, this is the time of year where this is where the real season starts, for the NBA. So hopefully that holds true. If it
hopefully
doesn't,
gets us going.
I really don't care. I just want to be entertained until baseball gets here. That's all I ask at this point from the NBA. Third best sport to me as far as, entertainment value goes. But the real entertainment now lies in what's going down for free agency in the NFL. We've already crowned our champion. We have the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl champs. We are now moving on. The teams that are trying to compete to keep up, to put themselves in the contention for next year. Who is going to be in the mix?
Oscar over here messing shit up.
What up, Chris? First one to join us on the podcast. It should be good. What is it? The 11th of March is officially the start of the free agency period, or is it before that? The legal tampering period starts before that. Some of these conversations are already happening. The jewels and
legal
gems
tampering is
being
March 9th.
dropped. March 9th,
so it's
tampering.
Dude, it's almost 3 weeks away.
The murmuring at the combine, there's murmuring at the combine.
Well, we got one more Friday left in the month.
Not everybody's sitting there just watching these guys run. They're just
3 weeks
dropping
from now.
gems.
As soon as the combine hits, agents are going to be like this with the GMs. So, what are you thinking?
Let's talk.
What are we doing with Pickens?
The water cooler talk.
You going to tag him? Because he's not going to play.
What are you going to do?
Huh? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
That you're going to get a lot of that, You're going to start to get the trades, the unofficial trades that can't be made official until March 11th. But March 9th is legal tampering. We're 3 weeks away from it on Friday. But to get to that, there's a lot of teams that are in salary cap situations that are going to have to start pulling rabbits out of their asses to get ready to be under the cap and to potentially make some moves.
Before we get there, let's talk about what's in front of us today. Patrick Mahomes restructuring his deal. You mentioned one of the teams that have to pull, rabbits out of the hats.
Well, now they're actually over the cap.
Something in cap hell, and they just put themselves over now.
I think they're over by $11 million now, which is still not
great.
$5 million
could have been worse.
$5 to $6 million has to go to your draft class.
Automatically, yeah.
Automatically, you have to allocate at least $5 to $6 million to your draft class.
Yep.
So technically, they're about $5 million over the cap. So more cuts are going to have to be made.
Tough decisions made tougher by knucklehead
with
players.
A team that Rashee Rice again.
Just a fool.
The lawsuit coming out today.
Was
it today or yesterday?
I think that was today. You're just watching somebody really.
The ex-girlfriend dropping out the lawsuit about domestic violence and all that. So there's another mark on a guy who's already been suspended once. He gets suspended twice. You're looking at 10 games, maybe 12 games.
Bro, not just that. He's on 5 years probation right now.
Mm-hmm.
You
He could get locked up for it.
look the wrong way.
He legit can get locked up for it.
You're on probation as we speak, based on what you did.
And their receiver situation is bad. I don't care what anybody says.
It ain't good.
Listen, Tyreek Hill, even if he comes back, he can't play for a while. He's on one knee. He still has to get another surgery on that knee.
Still potentially an upgrade based on what they are going to be throwing out there.
But he's predicated off of speed, and he's 32 years old, coming off of reconstructive knee surgery that still needs another surgery.
There's the familiarity there, though.
That's the only thing that's going to help.
That's the familiarity.
Other than that, that's not the answer to their problems. Their problems are they weren't explosive on offense, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. But they thought they'd go, you know what? Let's go back into the Eric Bieniemy well. Let's bring him back. Let's get him to run our offense again. But still,
the familiarity.
Who's running the ball?
Jeremiah Love.
Vineland's on Isaiah Pacheco is a free agent. I doubt they're going to offer him a contract extension. He hasn't been on the this was his year to stay on the field and take over that role. Again, another injury-riddled season.
Kareem Hunt took the role. Old man Kareem Hunt.
You can't
ended up being the RB1 of that team. They're in the mix for the young running backs.
I could see them drafting Love in the first round.
Them and the Saints are the two teams that they keep talking about when we talk about Jeremiah Love. And that could impact how people view Jeremiah Love because he's looking and sounding like the consensus 101
so you look
as
at
far
him,
as the rookie drafts go.
Are they going to look at running back more as a pressing need? Or are they going to look at receivers as a more pressing need?
They need both. They need both.
That is true.
What do they do to make a move to potentially trade up and get multiple picks at the top?
That's another thing. They could trade out of the first round and get multiple. This team has a lot of issues, and these we keep saying, people are looking at us like, oh, Patrick Mahomes got hurt, and this. Well, guess what? Before he got hurt, they were eliminated. He got hurt in the last 2 minutes of the game. The team was not good last year. You're now going into another situation where Travis Kelce, I don't know if he's coming back or not, and it's not like it's a big – at this point in his career, he's a 500-yard receiving tight end off of 40 catches. He's not doing anything to make –
what are we really getting from
You're
Travis
not game
Kelce
planning on Travis Kelce no more. You're not game planning on Xavier Worthy.
I honestly think we see more Noah Gray this year, which I think he has a lot of upside and can
this
bring
team,
a little bit of
they're restructuring because I feel like they're trying to make another run.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And that's
and they don't want to be losers again this year. Like they don't want to fade into the AFC is very
winnable, by doing this now you force the issue next year. You're going to have to give Patrick Mahomes a contract extension next season. If not, his cap hit, you're going to have to restructure his deal again. Because now we're restructuring it this year. Next year's cap hit for Pat Mahomes is $84.5 million. Right now, that will be the highest cap hit of all time. Higher than Deshaun Watson's.
Kick that can. Because what else are you going to do? You just kick the can. That's all you can do. That's the only option they have.
Until you get to the edge of the mountain and go, boop.
That's the only option they have because they're starting to look like a very expensive roster. And when you actually look at the roster, you say to yourself, where?
Yes.
That's what it's kind of turning into with that team.
And Chris Jones ain't getting any younger.
And is he going to be scratching his nuts during the big play again? Or is he going to be out there looking like Chris Jones? But they're definitely trying to make another run. They are not going to be fading off into the sunset,
and it's not going to be easy because that division is not a cakewalk no more.
Division got tougher. Even though the AFC is weak, their division is not weak. You know? So to make it out of the AFC West is going to take...
The Chargers looked like bums near the end because they were just hurt. They were decimated by offensive line issues. Their quarterback was playing with one good hand.
Well, we agreed. The Joe Alt injury
destroyed them.
That was really, there was no coming back from that.
The Broncos, the only reason they didn't go to the Super Bowl is because Bo Nix was hurt.
So they ran a stupid play at a stupid time when they didn't need to.
And the Raiders are probably going to be – we got to see what the Raiders do. I'm not saying the Raiders are going to win next year. But this is their moment of truth. First overall pick. Do you take –
This is their moment of truth.
This is their moment of truth. Are you taking Francis – are you taking Mendoza? Do you believe he's going to lead this team to the future? And are you going to put pieces around him?
The Raiders are going to be the Raiders. So the conversation is within the other three teams, because I think that there's a higher probability the Chiefs find themselves back in the playoffs than there is the Raiders just getting it right. They have a long ways to go. You know?
Do they pick Mendoza or do they get funky like a monkey and trade out?
And who would
the New York Football Jets?
The Jets and Raiders?
They got
draft day trade? Ooh, that's disgusting. Well, what would the Jets do? Go for Mendoza?
Yeah.
Is that what you trade up for, basically? I mean, they don't really have anybody locked in as far as who their QB goes. The closer we get, the further away we get from the Kyler Murray to the Jets conversation, because the rumor mill has him projected to go to the Vikings for now, but that could all change. You know, there's a lot of moving parts. And all of a sudden,
Kyler Murray would work in Minnesota because Kevin O'Connell's a good head coach and he's a good offensive-minded coach. So I think he would find a way to make him successful. But if that's where the rumor mill is, we gave up on 9 quick.
I mean, did you watch him play?
I mean, 9 led him to a 9-8 record.
Yeah, it was rough at first. I guess he
played well down the stretch. You know, one of his knocks too, he got hurt a lot.
Yeah,
that's another thing. I'm not saying 9 is a world beat. I traded him in my dynasty. I got 2 third-round. I got a 4th-round pick or a 3rd-round pick for him.
I feel like it was a good time to do that. It's one of those things where you want to move on before it plays out for too long. No,
I got 3 third-rounders for Brock Purdy.
Either way, with McCarthy, it's one of those things I wouldn't want him to be sitting around waiting for it to play out. I think that ship has sailed. We all saw how that played out. And now there's real conversations.
And you're going to have a new GM. Maybe that new GM doesn't want him there.
Yeah, it wasn't his decision. Sam Darnold.
It sounds like it wasn't Kevin O'Connell's decision either. Like, he's backtracking off of that too.
The former GM of the organization, who is no longer with them, who is now considering suing them. There's a pending lawsuit from the GM to the Vikings that could be part of the offseason conversation. But yeah, man, like, so for the Jets, maybe they are. You know, this is a good time of year where we throw those takes out there, because we've got in a couple of weeks we go from throwing takes out there to it being a crystallized reality, and players are going to be getting signed. There's a lot of free agents out there. There's the conversation about
who gets
the
cut,
Jets who are potentially looking to tag Breece Hall. All the excitement surrounding Breece Hall to Kansas City, or Breece Hall here, Breece Hall there, start going up. The Jets are saying, hold on, don't get too excited.
We're going to make your life hell. We're going to tag you as a Jet.
You ain't going or tag and trade, which could still be
hard to be done in the NFL, because
it's not impossible.
The Players Association can argue you handicap that player. There's some law-abiding.
If there's one thing the Jets can do, it's handicap players.
There's some type of language in there. I got to look for it, and I can share it with you.
But they hold the cards in that situation, and they hold 2 firsts based on the trade that they made to ship out Sauce Gardner to Indianapolis. Breece Hall is one of the big names, one of the big dominoes. And when we have these conversations about free agency,
don't they got a 1st-round pick too from Dallas? Or was that a 2nd-round pick?
We'd have to pull that information up.
I think Dallas gave him a 2nd for Quentin Williams.
We still have another week to really solidify. We're putting it all together in the next couple of episodes before free agency hits, and
it's going to get crazy these next couple, especially at the combine.
It just might.
At the combines, when shit is going to go down.
Yeah. That's where like I was saying before we went on the air, that's where the murmuring happens. You know, you're not just sitting there watching guys run. There's a lot of whispering going on. You know, having your sidebars with a cup of coffee and one GM from here, one GM from there. Like, so what are we doing with George Pickens?
What are we doing with Jordan Addison?
What are your plans?
You know what I mean?
Keeping this player, keeping that pick. Wow, you're picking at the 103. Who are you going to go for?
They're going to go to the Steelers.
It's a weird draft class.
What are you going to do with those 12 picks?
It's a scary draft class. I don't know. Oh, you got money this offseason. You're going to spend it? Yeah. What are you going to buy this offseason? So those conversations are going to start happening, and the big fish are going to be moved, and somebody's going to get Kyler Murray. He's going somewhere. You know, George Pickens. Dallas, Dallas this time of year, for
Dallas
good
is gonna
reasons or bad
tag 'em.
reasons. They are in the headlines.
They're going to tag them, and they're going to drag this shit out till like
They will.
September, and then they'll finally pay them right before the season starts, which I don't understand why we wait so long to do something of that nature.
Headlines. It's a headline. It's
We're in the news.
yeah, that's it. People are talking about us. We're trending. That's really
The Dallas
that's what
Cowboys
they
at
do.
this moment are more about
It's their pattern.
being a talking point than a winning point.
That's how they stay relevant. That's
I
how
will
they
say this: if they keep Pickens and they get that defense fixed, they're a formidable foe next year.
It should be. We've talked about
Offensively,
We've
they're
talked
for,
about
and
it.
it's, they got they also like what I would do is give a contract extension to Javonte Williams. I'd lock him up because what he did was great last year. That was the guy I saw Denver, his rookie and second year.
Can he do it again? Can he duplicate that?
So
His second year
I'd
with
give him a
Dallas.
contract extension, and I would tag Pickens, and I'd tell Pickens, you want multi-years? Show up on time, stop acting like a goofball, and stop making me fine you all the damn time. Like, that's what I would tell him. Because long and behold, his behavior pattern still went to Dallas. He still did the same shit he did in Pittsburgh, showing up late to meetings, getting fined for this, fined for that.
And he's still, like him or not,
produced.
he's one of the big names
He is.
going into this free agency. And I think that we're going to see
He's
a very
the biggest name,
interesting
and
free
teams
agency.
already know he's not going to be on the market. They know Dallas is going to tag him. They're going to absolutely tag him.
What's our word? Behoove? You know?
Behoove?
It would behoove them to tag him
Because, like I
regardless.
said, what they should be their focus should be is to upgrade their defense to even being average. If you can have an average defense,
Well, they stopped being the worst. They stopped being the absolute worst. What up, Nole? Love the Christian Parker introduction press conference today. No Jerry or Steve Jones in sight. They're officially stepping back. These guys run the show. That's a plus.
like I said,
Definitely a plus.
offensively,
Something that
if
you'd
they
like to
bring
see.
back this core from last year and you get your defense to be average, to not give up as many points as your offense scores, if this team can hold, if this defense can hold teams to 17 to 20 points, that offense is good enough to score 28, 30 points.
They're
You
a
should win
prolific
games.
pass offense. And with if Javonte can give them what he gave them
And they
last
can
year.
and they could give a run to the Eagles, who are right now dysfunctioning. That's a dysfunctional organization, whether anybody wants to admit it or not.
resign GP and go all in on defense. Cowboys can be a problem.
They can.
They can be
They can be a
win
formidable
the
foe to
East.
the entire NFC.
They can win the
Maybe
East.
not to the Rams, maybe not to the Seahawks.
I mean, we're far removed from the Dallas
Forgive me,
defense.
but maybe not the Packers, because for some odd reason
We're-
the Packers got their number.
We're far removed from a Dallas defense that was like 32nd against the run. Like the Quinnen Williams deal worked for them,
It did,
you know,
because they
Like,
started to shut the run
It
down.
was just too little, too late type of
Yes.
deal. Like it was too much to overcome once you put yourself in the hole that early, you know. But a fresh start going into this
Had
season,
they made that deal
re-signing
earlier in the
GP.
season, they might have been a playoff contender.
you know, a very good pass attack that's still going to be prolific, that still has all those pieces there. You know, 10 wins. That could be a
That
thing
could win
for
the
them.
NFC
Like,
East.
I don't
look at the Eagles as a squad that's going to do things. They're too dysfunctional.
Well, let's
right
talk
now.
about them. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about the situation, because apparently now they've switched their tune on A.J. Brown, and they're saying that they're going to look to keep A.J. Brown, that it would, be asinine to move a player of that caliber.
It's a lot of money.
And really, that's the conversation in itself. That's basically like it costs us way too much
Where's it
to
at?
it costs us way too much. And we're talking about a team that nobody pays more dead cap money than the Philadelphia Eagles. Go look it up. The numbers don't lie. You might not believe me, but you can go and look at the statistics, look at the numbers, and see for yourself. They pay the most as far as dead cap goes. And moving on from an A.J. Brown will result in adding more to that dead cap money that they would have to ship out. And we're also talking about a potential for a Dallas Goedert, who is, about to be on his way out. Calcaterra, not healthy. A world where Devontae Smith is your wide receiver one, which could be intriguing for a lot of us. But as you get closer to September, you have to tell yourself, oh, shit, Devontae Smith is our wide receiver one. Like, how is this going to work out for this offense? A Saquon Barkley that is a year older, you know?
What up, sir?
Jalen Hurts, who is looking, from what I'm hearing, to restructure his deal and his contract, and the organization is maybe a little.
You got fans out there who want the Eagles to sign Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts is another name that has been floated out there for a couple spots. Serge, what's going on? I have been removed from another Titans page because these fools, for some reason, whenever there is a player that becomes available, no matter what their situation is, the first thing they want to do is throw a jersey on the player.
Eagles want A.J. Brown back at Philly for 2026 per Derek Gunn.
Yeah, they want him back. It's more convenient. In the long run, you know, that's they like you said, you can only kick the can so far down the road before the can starts to get heavier to kick, and you might break a toe trying to do it because of all the can kicking that you've been doing. It's cheaper for them to keep A.J. Brown than it is to try to find a suitable trade partner for him.
Eagles, Hurts, extension.
So they definitely switch their tune up when it comes down to him. New offensive coordinator in the building. A head coach who's going to be under the spotlight because a lot of us are questioning his ability to actually head coach. You know?
All right, so Jalen Hurts has 2 years left on his deal. However, it's coming out that he wants an extension, and a lot of the WIP is saying no. John Ritchie said, no, you got to play better. Spike says the Eagles should not give Jalen Hurts contract extensions. It would be organizational malpractice.
And this is coming from Eagles fans, right? This isn't just us saying
94-1 WIP.
Because as soon as we say Eagles fans start crying, because God forbid anybody but an Eagles fan points out their flaws. So now you're hearing it from them. Just wanted to make it clear. This is where it's coming from, not us.
Hunter Brody and Elliott Shore Park say they should re-sign him. They should get the extension gun. I don't know.
Is this going to bring out the Tanner McKee truthers? Because what is the
Elliott Shore Parks? This is as early as last Friday. Elliott Shore Parks believes Jalen Hurts should ask for a trade if Eagles deny him a contract extension.
Jalen Hurts asked for a trade from Philly.
If he thinks that he'll ask for a trade if he doesn't get that extension.
You think it gets to that point?
I don't know.
You think it gets that ugly? Because now what? You know? Philly has a tough fan base. They don't like to hear the truth unless it's coming out of their own mouth. And if you say it before them, they're going to deny that it's true, and they're going to question every source that you got the information from, even if the sources are linked directly to Philly. We had this song and dance with them the entirety of the season, and look how everything played out. It played out right before our eyes. Deny all you want, but there's a reason why no matter what, you can sit there, defend Hurts, throw all the accolades out there, 2 top 10 performances all-time Super Bowl history. Why are they hesitant to give him an extension? Why? There would be no reason to hesitate if all those things held true, right? There would be no reason whatsoever as far as why you wouldn't want to give Jalen Hurts the contract extension. I think there are some within the fan base that are in agreement with what some of these guys are saying as far as the extension goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd go as far as to even say, and I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth, but I'd go as far as to say that there are some that would like to see a Jalen Hurts trade go down.
You think?
Even if you can't see past the trade, even if you can't see what's on the other side of that, but just having the, you know, to their credit, having Laurie there, having Howie Roseman there, just trusting in the front office's ability to make moves for the betterment of the team in the long term. In my mind and in my eyes, at this point, you've doubled and tripled down on him. Why not give him the extension? What else are you going to do? What is the plan B?
There's nobody in this draft class they can do to him what they did to Wentz that year. You know what I mean? There's nobody in this draft class you could pick in the second round like they did him when Wentz had all the question marks. Oh, we're behind Carson Wentz 100%. Then in the second round of the draft, they drafted Jalen Hurts. There's no one right now. Like, are you going to take Drew Aller?
And we saw
Is that what we're doing?
Tanner McKee play, right? Everybody saw that.
You take a Ty Simpson?
And what? Throw him out there?
But it's also a problem because dude doesn't like to throw the ball, bro. He don't even like run. He don't even like running anymore.
How are you going to disguise his flaws with this new offense?
That's what
is the question.
Yeah.
How are you going to run an offense that keeps him safe and keeps the offense safe with a Saquon Barkley that's a year older and an offensive line that is going to need some work because they're not where they were.
Barkley's a year away from being in this league for 10 years. Yeah. This is going to be, it's just like Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's about to be 32 years old.
Still putting up numbers, though. It wasn't even close between him and Barkley last year.
I think he'll get it. He's brought more light to Philly. I know a lot of, if I'm Philly, I'm letting him play one more year. And if I got to suck it up and pay more money, then I'll do it.
Can you imagine that, though? Like, I'm looking at it the way Serge is looking at it, where it's like at this point, you've tripled and quadrupled down on this. You have to give him whatever he wants and deal with the consequences. And this is where the fan base turns on him.
And if you extend him, bro, you got to have that conversation with him, like, bro, this is what you need to do, though. Like, this is what I need for
what? Throw the ball?
Yeah, like, you still haven't even thrown 4,000 yards in a season.
You're our franchise quarterback. We need you to throw the ball.
You still haven't had a 30 pass. Listen, he still hasn't had a 30 passing touchdown season. He still doesn't throw for 4,000 yards. Lamar Jackson's done that. He's a running quarterback.
Imagine pampering somebody so much that you'd have to sit him down and have the conversation about throwing the ball. We're not talking about a running back throwing the ball or a tight end throwing the ball. We're talking about the franchise quarterback. In order for us to move forward and be able to keep up in the tougher conference, which is the NFC by far, we're going to need you to get down the field more.
Yeah.
You have the weapons there.
You do.
Regardless of all the drama surrounding A.J. Brown, he's 28 years old. And,
And like I said, we're going to find out if Kevin Petula was the problem. Because if the offense still has the same issues next season, guess what the common denominator is? Well, there's two. There's the coach and there's the quarterback. There's your common denominator.
Two.
What excuse are you going to make now?
Who do you blame? Sirianni.
Yeah.
If Sirianni would be.
So I hope Sean Mannion's offense shuts me up. I hope they're putting up 30-plus points a game. I hope Hurts is passing for 250-plus. He's going to have his first 4,000 yards. I hope. Because you see what just happened with a first-year guy this year. What's going to happen with a first-year guy next year? It's the same thing.
It's either that or the same offense as last year, which we saw how far that can go.
Oof.
Where you can't even beat a team in the 49ers who were banged up.
What's that phrase? Man down, man down.
Like the 49ers didn't have George Kittle.
They lost Kittle in the first quarter, right?
They had Purdy who kept giving you the ball back, and you still couldn't beat them.
Nobody on defense.
At home. In Philly.
Like I said on that cow trade over there, Kevin Petula didn't throw it in triple coverage.
Are you going to throw eggs at Jalen Hurts' house? Or Sirianni? You can't blame. Petula's gone.
No top offensive coordinator wanted to coach with Nick Sirianni.
Nobody takes him serious.
Vic Fangio wanted to retire.
Nobody respects Sirianni. He's a clown.
They relieved Jeff Stoutland, but the way they did it was cowardly and cold. A guy who's been there for almost 12, 15 years, who was a part of 2 championship teams. Come on, guys.
A team over the years that has been so good at maneuvering out of bad situations for the first time feels stuck in their situation. You're in the mud, the tire is spinning, but you're not moving.
The Giants are going to get better. If Dallas fixes their defense, they're going to be better than what they were last year. The
Commanders,
yeah.
I was a pro Commanders guy, but at this point in time, I really don't know because you got RG4 out there. So that might give you a little bit of wiggle room to be able to improve and not be the worst in the division.
So,
but you really don't know. All that can change.
So the Eagles better get it together. They got to get it together.
Losing out on one of the top OC names during this time period where you're not going to have that many OCs available was one of the biggest L's they took apart from the playoff.
Brian Dable rather work with Cam Ward.
In Tennessee, small market.
Mike McDaniels rather work with Justin Herbert.
A team with no fan base.
Matt Nagy had no choice but to go to,
Oh. Oh. Man.
The Blue Ravens.
They just
They're another interesting team that we talked about. Let's see what they're going to do for agency wise.
Wandell, 4 years, $100 million. Does he get the money?
That's gross.
Wandell?
I'd be like, bro, you got to do it again. Nah. I mean, he's unrestricted. Me and Alexi argue on a lot of things. But me and Alexi also agree. You can find another third down. You can find another slot receiver. Like
find him in this draft.
Alexi was very realistic when he said, do I think Wandell can do it again? Absolutely not. He said it just like that. He goes, because Oscar, Neighbors will be back next year. He'll be the one.
It took Wandell how many years to do this once?
Yes. He goes, Neighbors should be back next year. He goes, they're probably going to draft a wide receiver or sign a wide receiver.
It's a good year to draft one.
He was like, so why would you pay a slot receiver? He's the first one ever to do it in history. That's because everybody was hurt. And honestly, Slayton...
By default, he got the numbers that he put up.
Slayton became number one, but we all knew for years Slayton's not a number one.
The numbers he put up and the numbers Slayton put up were based on the situation.
Yep.
Neighbors going down.
So, no, you can't sign this guy a $100 million contract.
Not getting
whatever
the most out of your
Giant
tight
fan
ends.
says you should be doing it is an idiot.
Well, they'll be the first ones crying about it for the next 4 years
Yeah.
if they do it.
Oh, I can't believe we signed him. Bitch, you asked for
I
it.
can't believe we did this.
You wanted it.
Can't freaking believe we did this.
I can't believe we gave this guy 5 years, $100 million. I can. You're the same idiot saying Kenny Galladay 5 years, 100. What? 5 years?
You've done it
80 million or
before.
something?
You look at the blueprint of some of these teams.
5 years, 115 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Galladay got a lot of other wide receivers paid
Yes, he did.
because of that. He broke the market with that one.
So yeah, the Giants would be stupid to sign that kind of contract extension with Wandell Robinson.
So let him walk.
Let him walk,
Let it
and
be
guess
somebody
what?
else's problem.
If he signs for big money, you're pretty much guaranteed a third-round pick for next year as a comp pick.
Yeah, and you're in the middle of a rebuild, so that would help you
More
out long
picks.
term. Let's say you just missed the playoffs this year. That third could come in handy for you for next season because you're on the trajectory to get better.
Where are the Giants picking, third or fifth?
Third? Are they pick third? Let's pull it up. It's about that time when we run through that top 10 list of the draft picks because those could all be potential candidates to offer the Raiders, a sizable haul for the 101 should they choose to do so. I love the kid, but that's a lot of money.
Thank you.
That's a whole lot of money for Wandell Robinson, bro.
The Giants pick fifth. So ahead of them is Tennessee, Arizona, the Jets, Raiders. The Raiders are picking a quarterback. The Jets are going to pick somebody in defense. The Cardinals are not picking a wide receiver.
I don't know what they're doing.
The Titans aren't picking a wide receiver. Well, they may. That's a possibility.
All signs point to us going defense. Maybe
All right,
we're the first
so
team
the
to go
Giants at the
defense.
fifth spot. Say all those guys go defense and then the one quarterback. The Giants are going to have their pick between Lemon, Tate,
Tyson?
and Tyson. Like,
They're all there.
they're right there. I'm pretty sure they're going to take Tate. I'm pretty sure the Giants will take Carnell Tate at the fifth spot. Unless these mofos trade out of the fifth spot.
I mean, would the fan base be upset that they go wide receiver fifth overall?
I wouldn't be. Get more weapons for your rookie quarterback.
Right, you have your quarterback.
Scadabo's walking. I already seen videos of Scadabo walking, and he's doing more jogging.
He's not.
He's going to be fine.
Guys, he's not.
Him and Tyrone Tracy are going to be a 1-2 punch, and they're going to be a great 1-2 punch.
Scadaboo is never going to be the bell cow. There's always going to be a Tracy or somebody else alongside him because,
And that's fine.
I'm sorry, but 6 weeks is not enough time to sit there and just crown a guy as your solidified, unquestioned RB1. I don't care how fun he is.
So he's back. Neighbors should be back. You put Tate on the other side. That should help out Theo. That should help out Theo. Not signing Travis Kelce to teach him how to catch the ball is going to help Theo.
Well,
Dumb take.
That is a conversation that's been happening. Like the rumor mill of Travis Kelce wanting to be in Big Blue. Would that be a setback for this football team?
It would be.
To go forward.
I don't care what Mike said. I don't care what Mike said. That is a dumb move. If you're going to sign a tight end, you know who the tight end is going to be? Isaiah freaking Likely.
I definitely choose Likely over Kelce, but I also like the tight ends they have. I like Johnson. I like Bellinger. You know,
I do too.
Think that there's something there.
But you add Tate there, the offensive line, they'll probably upgrade it. Listen, Cleveland decided to let their offensive line go. They're not a bad offensive line. That scares me as a dynasty owner who has Quinshon Judkins, which kind of like shit.
I don't think that the Giants should be worried about a tight end right now.
I would draft a wide receiver 5th overall.
Another wide receiver would help the tight end.
Why not?
You open the field up.
And he's going to be on a cheap deal. Your quarterback's on a cheap deal.
Not to try to compare him, but people were worried about Jamar Chase and his drop passes early in his career.
Yeah.
And we saw how that worked out, right?
Like, Neighbors is going into his 3rd year of the rookie deal. You ain't got to pay Neighbors yet. I'm saying put the weapons around him. Carnell Tate is going to be a good wide receiver in this league.
No offense, but Matt Nagy's running your offense, so you're going to need as many weapons as possible. You know? All hands on deck.
Ugh.
I think the best move they make is to draft a wide receiver at where they're sitting at right now. One of those wide receivers that we mentioned, pair him up with a healthy Malik Neighbors, and offense is cooking. You're competing to go out there, either get a wild card spot or, dare I say, win the NFC East. And ain't nothing wrong with it. Check in on Cleveland, because apparently they are selling off their offensive line, which has been one of the better offensive lines in football, but they don't care. So check in, do your due diligence.
Cleveland will probably pick a receiver, maybe. Well, no, they're going to pick a lineman now.
You got to go lineman. If they're doing this, you have to go lineman.
The Commanders might pick a lineman.
They'd be insane.
Commanders should pick linemen to help protect their quarterback.
And you brought up another big fish in my eyes, which is Isaiah Likely and the potential that he brings to the table for anybody who's interested in getting him. Hey, Chiefs, Likely's out there. Yeah. If you want to make a splash move, you want to open up this offense a little bit. You got a hybrid wide receiver in the form of a tight end who can go out there and do a lot of the things that, in his heyday, Travis Kelce was doing for you, where you won't have to change your offensive system at all for him.
Yeah.
You just plug him. Isaiah Likely is a plug-in tight end. Add him to the Giants, even though I don't think they need a tight end, he's an upgrade. You add him to, the Chargers. I know they're in love with Gadsden, but Gadsden could be one of those flash-in-the-pan type of deals. Upgrade, Anywhere Likely goes, that offense is going to be better, because this will be the first time that we actually see Isaiah Likely with the cuffs off, not living in the shadow of somebody else. Whether that somebody else is really producing or,
they just kept him because he's the quarterback's best friend.
Or they just decide to unleash, like how they did at the end of the year, where Mark Andrews all of a sudden just started getting touchdowns out of nowhere. It was like, where was this all season long?
But he's getting older. How much more?
Look at how Darren Waller was out there making plays. You don't think Isaiah Likely can do that times 10 when things are looking bad?
I'm going to a situation where I know they're going to throw the football.
The Eagles.
And I know that's
the Eagles.
That's a cheaper option than Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, and he's a cheaper option than what Kyle Pitts is going to be.
Kyle Pitts is going to get overpaid because of the last month of the season.
And we're talking about a team in Philly that would need
when he should honestly get overpaid, because it took him how many years to finally get this right?
Took him a while.
You know what I mean? So.
You don't think he stays in Atlanta?
Nah. I think Atlanta's going to probably start free selling.
But he's not Stefanski's guy. Yeah, that's right. They're bringing in a new.
I could see Njoku going out there. Old ass Njoku going out there.
Njoku's going to get signed. 9 years in the league, 10 years in the league, don't matter. And Njoku's going to have a new spot. He's going to be a part of a new system, a new offense. And he can, to an extent, make an impact still. He can still ball.
Let's see Atlanta's. All right, so
he'll be a cheaper option.
Atlanta doesn't even have a first-round pick. It's the Rams at number 13.
Yep. Making other teams better. Good old Falcons, man.
Yeah. You're right.
Maybe that's part of what that's part of why they really wanted to beat the Rams that day. You know, we can't help these guys more than we've already helped them.
Because then it would have moved them up into like almost a top 10
We
situation.
can't help them more than we've already helped them. So we need to really stick it to these guys right now. This is the best opportunity to do that.
And like, what does Miami do? Because Miami's already cut Tyreek Hill. Miami's cut Bradley Chubb. Miami's probably they cut Nickel Westbrook Hakeem.
They're a mess.
They're gonna cut Minkah Fitzpatrick if they can't trade him. That may be the first ever trade where there was a lose-lose situation. Nobody won that trade. Both teams lost that trade.
I don't know what Miami does, but I don't think that they'll be relevant for a little bit. They might go away for a while, the Dolphins. And I'm scared as a Devon A-Chain owner because the McDaniel system was tailored for a Devon A-Chain, but now you're bringing in, you know, a new faces and new places. So what does that mean for my Sweet Prince A-Chain, my RB1 in Dynasty? I am nervous. You know, I'm not moving on from him. I gotta, you know, ride the wave. But I will say I am very, very nervous for the situation out there where they're gonna move on from Tua potentially. They're gonna try to find a trade partner for him, get rid of him.
No one's gonna trade. Here's the situation: when they know you're gonna cut him,
just wait.
No one's gonna trade. It's just like the whole Nick Castellanos situation with the Philadelphia Phillies. Nobody was going to give you anything of assets because they knew you were going to have to cut him no matter what because he couldn't walk back into that locker room or he's going to be drinking a beer, eating some fried chicken in there, telling the manager to go F himself.
It's like what Michael Scott told David Wallace. I just have to outweight you.
Yeah.
I don't have to outweight
you.
The company.
Have a meeting with the board next week.
I just have to outweight you. So what are you actually going to do? And I don't think the Miami Dolphins know what they're actually going to do.
So they're going to have no choice but to designate him a June 1st cut, where they won't see any of that savings until June 1st, and then they can sort out his cap hit for a couple years. So that means Quinn Ewers is probably going to be starting. That means the Dolphins are probably going to be treacherous this season. And so maybe the Dolphins are playing like a dynasty league. Like
Quinn Ewers
will be treacherous this season. However, next season, all those guys who went back to school, they can't go back to school again next year. They all got to come out for the 2027 draft.
Out. Welcome to Miami.
Dante Moore can't hide from the Jets. Sellers, Archie Manning can't hide from the Jets.
Oh, they are going to be miserable.
All those guys are going to have to declare, and they're going to be drafted. So maybe Miami just says, we'll suck, and we'll pick in the top 5 next year, and maybe we'll get a Dante Moore, Archie Manning, or, you know, Lenora Sellers, or other guys that are going to be there.
Welcome to Miami where the heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn. You know, all these teams, we've talked about how they can get better next season. I don't think Miami gets better next season with all these moves they're making. I think that they remain in purgatory.
They're going to be a 3-win team next year.
Because they still have to pay their dues.
A 3-win team.
Maybe
that's going to get them in. That's going to get them into the whole lottery situation of grabbing a quarterback.
Hey, that can get you the 101.
Look what it did for the Eagles. You know, they got out from the Carson Wentz deal, got Jalen Hurts, and they won a champion. You know, we could clown Jalen Hurts a lot because he does have some deficiencies to his game, but he's 1-1 in the Super Bowl. He's been in the Super Bowl 2 more times than Josh Allen ever has, and he's got 1 more championship than Josh Allen has.
Fun fact: the Miami Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in 26 years.
Yeah, since Dan Marino beat the Colts.
What, 2000, 1999?
And then they got trounced the following week by Jay Fiedler and the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, that's when Jaguars hung like 62 on them.
Yeah, I really thought they were going to beat the Jags.
Bodied them.
I was like, there's no way.
Absolutely bodied
I remember
them.
I said, I'm 14, 15 years old going, bro, there's no way the Dolphins lose to Jay Fiedler.
So apart from them not being able to win a cold game in the playoffs, they have not won a playoff game, period, in 26 years. And they ain't going to win one next year by the looks of it. They're nowhere closer. And all these scenarios that we're throwing out there, free agency frenzy, guess what? The Dolphins are still going to stink next year. no matter what happens and who's not there anymore, because that's the price that they unfortunately have to pay.
That is true.
But like last year, there is potential for a lot of fantasy production from a terrible team. Look at the Cardinals. Look at Brissett and what the Arizona Cardinals were able to do for you from a fantasy perspective. Jalen Waddle could potentially go off for this 3-14 football team or whatever they end up, because the minute opening kickoff starts, everything for Miami is absolute garbage time.
So here are your free agents so far. Tyreek Hill, Trey Hendrickson, Deebo Samuel, Mike Evans, who's going to be, his deal was voided. Trayvon Diggs, who was just, that was bad. Khalil Mack, Christian Kirk, Travis Kelce, Joel Bitonio, Jonah Williams, Wyatt Teller, Hassan Reddick, Daniel Jones, Joey Bosa, Cam Robinson.
I think Dimes is staying in Indy, though. I think you could take him off the list. I don't think Danny Dimes is going anywhere.
I think he's staying with the Colts.
They're going to run it back. And then from there, whatever happens, you got Robbie Leonard there, waiting in the wings potentially. Talks of Anthony Richardson potentially seeking a trade. Good luck with that.
I mean, he's still young enough that if he can go to like a mind like
yeah, but he gets tired, Oscar.
But maybe he just needs to be in another situation. I'm not excusing what he did, but I'm saying if he can get to like a Minnesota, San Francisco for a year, or even this year with the Rams, he can go to one of those teams with an offensive-minded coach.
Does Minnesota?
They could probably reprogram him.
We keep bringing up the Vikings.
Like Sam Darnold was reprogrammed, ladies and gentlemen.
We keep bringing up the Vikings and them acquiring a quarterback, but does Jay Jettas get traded before they get that quarterback?
Nah, he's not going nowhere. And if he does, I hope it's wherever he goes is going to be lovely for me.
Dimes will probably get tagged.
I doubt he gets tagged. But with that Achilles, you can't give him a tag on that.
The Colts are going to tag Alec Pierce, from what I'm seeing,
and they're going to let Pittman go. They decided Pierce was the better wide receiver over Pittman, which is crazy.
I mean, maybe right now he is, but the fact that you are going all in on Alec Pierce, to me, that's like going all in on like Ricky Pearsall or something, like a fancy Ricky Pearsall. Alec Pierce, definitely a deep ball threat. He can open up the field for them, but like how high up the wide receiver rankings are we putting in Alec Pierce? Is he your one? Like, is he your one?
Because ever since that 2023 season of 1,100 yards, last year was 808, and 2024 was 808 and 3 touchdowns, and last year was 784 with 7 touchdowns. Michael Pittman. But those are number 2 wide receiver numbers. But he's being paid like a number 1.
That's all he could be as a wide receiver, too. I was never a Michael Pittman guy. That was your beloved.
I liked him.
That was your sweet prince, Michael Pittman. Every draft, every dynasty, he was on Oscar's roster. And, I'm not saying that he stinks, but he's just not – it's not exactly moving the needle. Pittsburgh should look into that.
They should.
Pittsburgh should look into that because it's not going to cost them much.
He would fit as a number 2 next to DK.
It will be an upgrade from Adam Thielen, for sure, at this stage.
1,000 yards for Alec Pierce last year with 6 touchdowns. His most yards in the league. The year prior, 820. But see, Alec Pierce has had production grow every year up. Rookie season, 593. Second year, 530, 514. Third year, 824. Last year, 1,003. So the Colts are looking at him as an ascending player. And they also have Downs, so they can let him go and Downs gets a bigger role. So you guys who kept Josh Downs in your dynasty might get paid off.
I'm imagining it being Josh Downs, Alec Pierce on either side as the 1 and 2.
I think the 1's going to be Pierce. The 2 will be – I think the 3 will be Downs, and I think they draft a receiver.
It's an offense that still runs through JT.
They could draft a receiver in this.
Like,
or they could trade for a guy like Jordan Addison.
yeah, but he's got his own like problems and legal issues where it's like, do you really want to hitch your wagon
get
to
him
that?
cheap.
Like, yeah, but then
It
how
only
much is
costs
he
you a
actually gonna?
6th-round pick.
Like a lot of teams need to stop being cheap. This might be the year to be able to go out there and spend a little bit because cheap ain't getting the Colts anything. It ain't getting them anything.
You're right on that.
You know? And again, in a more winnable conference, a tougher division, but a winnable overall conference where you started out 8-1 and completely collapsed, is your resolution to go cheap with all that egg on your face? You got embarrassed down the stretch, humiliated. Your owner disappeared. She was on camera every week, writing shit down, writing her little notes, drawing little pictures, drawing little horsies on her notebook. I don't know what she was doing. Or when shit hit the fan and they started losing game after game, she was nowhere to be seen on camera. This should be a season where, and I hate this team, but this should be a season where they should be wanting to come back strong with something to prove. You run it back with Danny Dimes for another year. Shit was working out at first. JT's still healthy. He's healthy enough to go.
Where is it?
You know? Bum ankle and all, he could still go out there and give you 1,400 rushing yards on a good day, good year. We already know how this offense works from the inside out. They want to establish the run and then open up through play action.
Open up our podcast so I can look at the comments closer. I just seen your thing about unrelated to sports about Rodgers living on Earth 828.
Yeah, apparently he's on the same universe as the Fantastic Four.
Happen?
Somebody messed up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like how he gets sent there.
That's why I want to see what happened when he had to go return the stones.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, he did something.
Somewhere he did, yeah.
He did something selfish.
Remember when he said, "Who is she?" I think I won't.
The signs of the heel turn were there, bro. But him and his boy Bucky were jumping Iron Man. Like there was a lot of the heel turn. The heel turn was always there, bro.
They booked his ass together.
But yeah, I like.
I feel like that was peak Marvel though.
Indy has something to prove, bro. They got to come out strong because the division is getting tougher.
Yeah.
Titans are going to be better. Jacksonville is on the right track.
I'm excited to see the growth of Cam Ward this season.
Me too.
And maybe that's why Mikey did the deal he did.
I mean, yeah. From the fantasy perspective, how could you not?
How could you not? I mean, they're going through a rebrand. No more Stroud. Now he finally accepted the fact that
got to go in a different direction. It can only get so bad before you.
There's talks that they may trade him.
I don't know if they do that though. Ownership said that
you saw that, right? You saw that report.
Yeah, I did see it. I've been seeing it for a couple of days.
Okay, I thought I was the only one.
Again, what are you gonna do? You've already tripled down on this kid. I don't care if he cut his hair.
He hasn't gotten a contract extension yet, right? Because that's what me and Mike were arguing about how he doesn't deserve.
Yeah, but like you said,
that kind of money.
Do you go get Allard?
And then you hear, and then Mike, the market's the market. I was like, well, there comes a time where you tag them. Like, yo, teams, you don't have to sign these guys, these quarterbacks that are just average, these mega deals. Tag them, make them earn that deal. And if guess what, after 5 years, 6 years, they're not what you want, then go draft someone or do something. Like you don't put your team in a situation that's going to be hard to come out of.
Well, maybe this goes back to the conversation we were having about Ryans. Like, are you willing to double down on this guy and lose your job in a couple years because he can't get it done? Maybe he understands that already. He's smart enough to understand that already, and he's saying,
he'll get a job quick.
What's the rush?
Even if he gets fired.
But no, this could extend his lifeline in Houston with all the good things.
He's the one that sits back and tells him, like, I wouldn't give him this deal yet.
You got the number one defense in the league.
A coach's job is to come out in the media, oh, he's my guy. But behind closed doors, he could be like, listen, I would not give him this deal yet. I know we've won one. This is what I would be like, yes, he's won 3 playoff games, but after those 3 playoff games, there's 3 playoff losses. So where's the next step that you're looking for to pay him that? I would tell CJ Stroud and his agent straight to their face.
They just won their first playoff game on the road.
I need to see better from you for me to give you $55, $60 million a year. I'm sorry. Look what Miami is about to do with Tua. You think if Miami could go back in time, they would give Tua that contract? No. You think if Arizona could go back in time, they would give Kyler Murray that contract?
I'm reading that Arizona's interested in Tyson Bagent, the Bears backup.
There was
They like
times
him.
where we thought he was better than Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, he's not
Caleb
bad.
was terrible his rookie season. Caleb got way better. Oh, he's Ben Johnson, but he's also got to throw the freaking football, make the decisions out there.
He does throw the football.
He had a very good game. Bro.
He got further than other quarterbacks that people glaze on a daily basis.
He brought his team back, tied the game up, got his team to overtime, and everybody keeps blaming him for the interception. No. Look at what DJ Moore does at the end of the route. He stops running the route.
Well, you can technically blame him for 3 interceptions, though, right? He didn't just throw 1. He threw 3.
You're right, but that one interception shouldn't have happened.
Nonetheless, he was competing.
Because DJ Moore just was like, you know what that DJ Moore saying? Get me out of here. I don't want to be here no more.
And that's potentially going to turn into Roma Dunze and Luther Burden being the 1 and 2 in Chicago with
Cole Kmet has already told his agents to get him out of Chicago, I read.
Colson Loveland.
Yup. He already sees the writing on the wall. And he's just like, and you know what? It's not like Colston Loveland's going to be a bum. We saw Loveland the last month of the season. And finally, while I'm watching him, I'm going like this, deep down inside, like, I made the right tight end.
The smart marks.
That's all I said to
the
myself.
smart marks are starting to put him behind McBride and Bowers as the tight end 3.
Because the first 3 months of the season, I was going like this. Damn, I made a mistake.
Yeah, you had to be patient.
Damn, I should have. Remember, I told you I should have took Warren, dog. I should.
Yeah.
Then
Tyler
that
was
last
good.
month,
Tyler
and
was looking good
boom,
first, and then Tyler
Loveland
slowed
just
down
came on.
Loveland blew up.
And I just looked at. I was like, all right, I got something here. And I think they know they got something there. That's a good 3-headed receiving monster right there. Burden, Odunze,
Loveland.
And
they got that Walker kid who was doing that the dance he does where he's gliding in the air.
Yeah.
That kid's talented, bro. He can go out there and make some plays.
So I expect either DJ Moore to be cut or traded. He's going to be gone. He's not going to be a Bear next season.
Well, again, the rumor mill, we're talking about all these scenarios and trades. You know, Crosby's available. They're talking about sending 2 1s and DJ Moore to the Raiders in exchange for Crosby and adding him into that Bears defense. Technically, they're a contender, bro. You're going to be competing.
Yeah.
If you go to the Bears. You're not going to be.
They won the division.
You're not going to your grandpa's Bears team. This Bears team
won
is
the
out
NFC
there.
North. They made it to the divisional round. They beat the Packers twice, coming from behind. The Packers thought they had it won. They gave them a bah humbug on Christmas Eve or the week before Christmas Eve.
They did give them a bah humbug.
And then they did it again on Wild Card Weekend, which we all thought was the nail in the coffin for LaFleur. But LaFleur is going to be back for another season.
Yeah, they doubled down on him.
So,
but they haven't. They're again. There's a chance that they could be without Josh Jacobs this year. He could be a cap casualty, which would open up $11 million in cap space for the Packers.
Wow.
So Josh Jacobs may not be there.
Josh Jacobs been in the league what now?
You know how heavily they relied
I think, right?
on Josh Jacobs in that offense. There could be no Josh Jacobs, no Romeo Doubs, no Christian Watson.
I would sign Romeo Doubs as a Steelers fan. He's a good route runner.
Of course, I like Doubs. I give him a big blue helmet. You have it.
Give him a big black helmet.
Yeah, bro. We'll make a big helmet for you, buddy. Run some routes out there. We can't go out there with Calvin Ridley as our 1 again. Even though Dayball was, I worked with him in Bama. Dayball said all the right things as far as Ridley goes. But at the end of the day, we got $100 million in cap space. You got to go get a wide receiver, bro. Whether it be through the draft or whether it be through free agency.
You just want them to use that money wisely. That's all.
You got to go. I need to see a wide receiver on this roster to feel even better about everything.
Don't sign guys just to sign guys. Sign the right guys.
No. Hell no. Hell no. I like Dobbs.
That's interesting.
Dobbs might be one of my favorite
There's going to be a lot of
wide
people
receivers.
cut, man. Like, I'm thinking about it now. Like, it makes sense.
Guys that have been on their teams for a couple years. You know, staples like DJ Moore. Remember when he got traded to Chicago? I still remember that.
He was a part of the package for that number 1 pick when they traded it for because they had Justin Fields and they doubled down on Fields for that year.
He was the double down for Justin Fields to get him a legit wide receiver 1.
But then Fields kept getting hurt that year, which sucked because that was meant to be good. Like
it was snake bit.
We're never gonna know
it was snake
how
bit.
good he could be. Like I know you look at New York and it's like wow, but New York was a shit show, man. I know what I saw in 2024. It looked like he was turning into a better player, a better quarterback, and he was just pissed off because they still started Russ over him, but they told him from the rip, like, when Russ is healthy, Russ is going to start. But he held it personally. That's what that comes down to.
Business.
And he didn't look at it from that aspect.
It's business, bro.
Had he
it's
stayed,
business first.
There would be no Aaron Rodgers. The offense might have actually been better with Justin Fields last year because Fields would have been running.
He adds a dynamic.
Yeah, like that offense would have been different.
And he had his moments. He had his flashes in Chicago where
he had moments that those 6 starts, he went 4-2, right? We're still alive, pal?
I think, right?
Yeah.
Are we still alive? Pretty sure. Let me check. I just saw that too. Well, lost of connection. Shit went down like YouTube the other day. Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. So he went 4-2. Yeah, he did. He lost to the Cowboys and he lost that crazy game against the Colts. But he had moments like the game against the Chargers. That game was crazy. When he threw the ball that sealed the deal to Calvin Austin for 50 yards right in between Derwin James. That's why I can't look at last year and be like, damn, he sucks. Bro, the Jets were a shit show. They were a shit show. They had no clue what they're doing.
It's been hard.
And the only reason they kept Aaron Glenn was because it would have looked ridiculous firing him after a year.
It's been hard to measure what Justin Fields is, but look how long it took us to
I'm
realize
going to be
what Sam
interested to
Darnold
see
is.
if he gets cut, what happens.
Remember the gamble that the front office of the Bears took where we thought these guys were about to get fired? They changed that narrative.
Brian Poles ain't going nowhere.
Like they changed all that.
That man beat he beat the Packers 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah.
That man just won himself another 2 years.
He beat the Packers in the playoffs. For Chicago, that's a championship in itself.
Yeah.
You know?
And they were a play away from going to the NFC title game. And that would have been an interesting game too. Let's call a spade a spade. The Seahawks dominated everybody. Their defense dominated everybody offensively except the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams
were their toughest game.
The Rams lost the NFC title game because of special teams. Special teams bit them in the ass all year long, and then it bit them one last time in the NFC title game.
Yeah, Terrell, I don't think any of us really blame Justin Fields for the Jets being the Jets, right? I think we all know, where he was.
Dude, I'd bring him back to Pittsburgh. I would.
If we didn't have who we have right now in Cameron Ward, I'd be up for Justin Fields. I wouldn't be upset.
I'd bring him back in a heartbeat.
Seahawks ownership is selling, cashing out. They ain't tagging nobody. I know that. Kenneth Walker is Kenneth Walker's going to be somewhere.
Justin Fields wishes he stayed. After what he experienced,
I mean, he should still get an opportunity. He should still get an opportunity.
I hope so. I hope he does.
There's still places out there that need a Justin Fields.
I really thought wherever Arthur Smith stayed in the NFL, because he went to Ohio.
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to follow him wherever he went.
I'll take Fields over 9.
That would be interesting.
If we're going to do the compares, I'll take him over 9.
All right, you got.
I might take him over Kyler Murray.
Look. Whoop. My ears just perked. That is a good point. That would make Jordan Mason more relevant because it's Jordan Mason's job next year.
But it gives that run game a shot in the arm.
Exactly.
Period. It helps Jordan Mason.
And he has a good deep. He has a beautiful deep ball for Justin Jefferson.
That's all
He's
Justin
going to
Jefferson
target
wants.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson just wants a quarterback that's going to give him
Because
targets, bro.
he targeted the shit out of George Pickens when he was our quarterback.
DJ Moore.
And
Cole
TJ,
Kmet?
yeah, it's
Like
TJ Hawkinson's going to get some burn.
Yeah. Addison.
Yep.
If he stays there.
I'd bring him in.
Justin Fields wearing purple. Bring him back to the north.
And he should be able to beat out JJ McCarthy for the starting job.
He can do more than JJ McCarthy, aka 9, can do for an offense. Jets need to figure their shit out. I don't know if they do. I know they have picks, and they couldn't fire Glenn
in the
after
words
1
of,
year. They couldn't have that amount of egg on their face.
In the words of our esteemed Jets fan on here, Chris Walski, until Woody Johnson sells a team, it's never going to get better. Woody Johnson's now owned this team since 2001, when Bill Belichick said 2 days later, I resign.
I ain't doing this shit.
They've only had I think they've only had 4 winning seasons. They had the 2002 year, right, where they beat the piss out of the Colts.
And the Jets don't even go together. I think that they might win 2 more games than the Dolphins.
2004.
Maybe. That's a 2-team race in that division.
So 2002, 2004. I would say 2008, but they got eliminated in the playoffs before the last game of the year.
They've been losers for a good portion of the last 25 years.
2009 and 2010.
They've been losers.
And 2015. So 5 winning seasons in 25 years.
Chad Pennington.
That I'm just getting off the top of my head.
Chad Pennington has been the best Jets quarterback in the last 2.5 decades. The winningest, dare I say. Hell, Vinny Testaverde? Can we throw him into the conversation? What's up, Mateo?
Gosh.
What's going on, Matthew? Matt. But yeah, I mean, shit.
Damn, I had 1 left. I didn't know that. I feel happy. It's like when you find like $20 in your pocket.
Maybe them drafting Mendoza does make the most sense. Now that we're having the conversation about the Jets, maybe Mendoza is the answer for them. More of an answer for them than he is for the Raiders.
I don't gotta fix shit.
Well, it's the Dolphins. They gave up on Tua. Willis is about to get paid, bro. Willis is about to be making like 40-something a year, so he's gonna be getting paid top 20 quarterback money. And like I said, from the fantasy perspective, it could be a lot of fun. I'm taking the under as far as the total wins for the Dolphins during the year, but as far as fantasy value goes, I will be, looking for Willis. I will be looking for Jalen Waddle for the first time in a long time. It's going to be scary, but I learned not to give up on teams and how reality and fantasy have nothing to do with one another.
No, he's not, man.
Look at what Jacoby Brissett has done. Malik taking Love's job.
He's a free agent, Matt. Knock it off.
I paid Love's already. That's just. I know the Packers want to keep him, but you can't. The demand for Willis is there.
He's another streaky quarterback.
Can't trust him. Can't trust Love.
He goes like this.
Can't trust him.
Then he'll go like this. Then he'll go like this. Then he'll go like this.
He got exposed in Chicago. Exposed.
Both times.
Like, you are costing your team this game. That's what it looks like and feels like. Your reliance on Josh Jacobs is not enough to get you guys over the hump at this point.
I went to bed and missed all that action.
The Packers regressed. The Green Bay Packers regressed. They had something going, they had something going. They went into Dallas. They beat Dallas in the playoffs. They were cooking, and all of a sudden everything caught up to them within their division. Not even as a whole, as far as the NFC goes, within their neighbors.
I mean, once they lost Parsons, that was it.
Yeah.
Damn, Malik Willis is going to be a hot commodity.
He is, and he's gonna be fun to watch. I think.
I wonder what that.
He was out there balling. I remember thinking like, "Yo, I lost to Oscar because I left all these points on the bench with freaking Malik Willis, bro.
Freaking Derrick Henry.
Freaking Derrick Henry.
Ugh.
Freaking Bijan Robinson.
Bro, you had two running backs alone with 50 plus points.
Well, no, Henry I had in Kingpins.
Oh, that's right.
Bijan I had in Elite 8. Henry, I was tearing Mikey apart on that one. I don't think Malik lost the game less than 25 points of fantasy. Yeah, he puts up numbers. Just
what helps, he gets his rushing touchdowns.
And he's a big dude running the football too. Like he's not like one of these little quarterbacks running. Like he's big. Like he's shedding tackles. Like you actually gotta like commit to taking this guy down. He's got weapons. I
was hyped for what Malik Willis was doing. When I seen you benched him, I was like, I won. No, that was far from the truth. And I needed Willis because I started I started Christian Watson in True Legends.
Yeah.
And he had a 100-yard game.
He was getting Watson the ball. He can get
his first pass was a 38-yard touchdown to Watson.
Leaving Tennessee was good for him.
I just smiled when I saw that. I was like, yes. I felt vindicated.
He's going to go to a bad team, but he's going to get paid. And honestly, at this point in time, I'll take Malik Willis over Tua. It's crazy. It's crazy to have that conversation, but it's a real conversation.
Damn, maybe the Steelers should have drafted him years ago over Kenny Pickett.
He might still be there now.
I didn't want either one of them.
He might still be there now.
Oh, look, Terrell's trying to sell him now. Watson finished strong.
He did. I mean, he's also showcasing for his new potential landing space because Christian Watson's going to be wearing a new logo next year. He ain't going to stay with the Packers. So where does Christian Watson?
Oh no, he's signed for another year.
Oh, he's got one more year.
I
thought he was hitting free agency.
I think they gave him an extension halfway through.
Oh, so it's just Dobbs. Okay, so they're still. You still might have to play the.
But dude, they drafted Matthew Golden. They drafted Savion Williams. You still got Dontavian Wicks.
I need those guys to get out of the way so Golden can eat.
You still got Bo Melton.
They still got Wicks. You got Melton. And then you got those Sundays where they target one of those guys and they pepper him the entire time.
Every time I think about getting rid of Dontavian Wicks off of my Kingpins roster, I go like, and then he'll become a star. Like, I won't do it.
Well, he'll give you 4 good games. Just like Watson will give you 4 good games.
You just got to know which 4 games to start.
Yeah, you got to pick it. You got to pick them when it comes to the Packers and their wide receivers. And it's like sometimes it's like I'd rather not play that game at all with them. I don't want to deal with that on Sunday. I don't want to see you in my lineup and have to play that.
It's boom or bust with Christian Watson because Christian Watson can give you 25 points or he can give you 7 points because he's the speeder, and if he catches that deep bomb, look out.
You can tell from the first drive.
Romeo Dobbs will give you like 3 touchdowns or 2 touchdown weeks and then disappear for 3 weeks.
The week where you're ready to start him because the last week you missed out on it, that week it's just he won't be.
And I think Dobbs wants to go to a situation where he's going to get the ball more consistently.
There's a lot of places where he can go where it'll be less mouths to feed.
Pittsburgh, Tennessee,
just to name a few.
Right off the top of my head, them two.
Shit, Arizona. Why not?
What are they going to do with Michael Wilson?
Michael Wilson's production all came from Marvin Harrison not being on the field. Regardless of how we feel about Marvin Harrison, the fact of the matter is Michael Wilson could only make a name for himself when Marvin Harrison was not there. When Marvin Harrison is there, Michael Wilson is just any other guy running a route.
And what's crazy is Michael Wilson was eating, but guess who else was eating?
Trey McBride. Big dog Trey.
So
and he's still going to eat. You'd be crazy not to
know the
feature him.
The Steelers tried to see if they would part ways with Marvin Harrison Jr. last season. They turned him down. I wonder if they would be more open to trading him this year.
Tua makes the Dolphins nervous.
Because this will be his 3rd year, right?
I believe so, yeah. Well, Tua is also a little snitch. He went out there talking about everybody who was late to meetings and all that. He can give you a 0. Arizona needs a quarterback. Well, I don't know if you were tuned in, but they're looking at the Bears' backup as a potential quarterback, which, again, that's a great unknown. When you talk about Justin Fields, that could be another name. That could be like –
and another quarterback name to enter, maybe another name to watch is Derek Carr.
Aren't they the 2 pick?
Derek Carr did say he retired, but he retired because of injuries. Reports are coming out that his
needed-
shoulder is good.
He needed time off.
That his shoulder's 100%. He's able to throw the ball. He has no pain. So be on the lookout. And remember, he's only 34 years old.
Aren't the Arizona Cardinals the 2 pick?
They're
They're right there. They're at the tippy top.
third, I think.
Third
or fourth.
And I mean, like, are they necessarily looking for a wide receiver? Maybe not.
No, they're not looking for a receiver at all.
Could they come knocking to the Raiders? Or, who knows? Like, Carr, I don't know. I've been seeing that. I've been seeing the rumors. I've been seeing him trending. It's one of those things where I gotta see it to believe it. When you talk about somebody who's retired.
Yeah, Cardinals are third.
Cardinals are third, okay.
They're not picking a receiver that high.
Said he'd come back only if the situation was right. Can we call the Cardinals the right situation?
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna say it. I would take him.
Who, Carr?
Yep.
You'll take Derek Carr?
Yes, I would.
Look at you. You got to get him receivers, Oscar.
He's the best option there.
You got roided up DK.
Yeah, but at least our offensive line can block. They're young, but they showed a lot Troy Fautanu had a great second year. Except Daniel Hunter, his worst game of the year was the playoff game.
Bad time to have your worst game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Worst time.
It was like, you know what? Maybe that's one of those, it's welcome to the NFL moment, kid. You thought you had it good. Boom. I like my offensive line. I think the Steelers are going to finally figure out the wide receiver 2 situation.
I hope. For your sake.
I would, if I can get Derek Carr for you can't cost that much. You know what I mean? It's got to be between a pick 5 to pick 7. They're not getting a 4 for him. They're not getting a 3rd. They're not getting a 2nd. They're definitely not getting a 1.
You like that? Derek Carr over Aaron Rodgers?
Yes, I would.
Leave Aaron Rodgers in the mud meditating?
Yep. You can't move. I don't understand why the Steelers are even thinking about entertaining bringing him back for another year.
Vikings, maybe.
Vikings, that would be interesting because Derek Carr can launch it.
Everybody sounds good to the Vikings because they have Justin Jefferson. So it's like every quarterback that we talk about.
But we know Derek Carr is going to
throw a deep ball.
Not only that, he's going to target his best wide receiver. Look what he did with Amari Cooper all them years, and then the year he had with Devontae Adams. He's going to target his best player.
He definitely tried. Coming off of a year off.
When he had healthy receivers in the Saints, Shaheed was getting targeted like crazy. The Shaheed tore his knee.
Well, the Saints don't need any quarterback because they got Tyler Shuck.
Yes, they do.
They got the boy that's out there slanging it, and they are potentially linked to
the
going out
the
there
year.
And making the move for Jeremiah Love. So see you around, Alvin Kamara. See you later, Keandre Miller. It's looking and sounding like Jeremiah Love could potentially be the new New Orleans Saints running back. And
does Chris Olave get a contract extension or does he get traded?
One thing we know is New Orleans is going to use their running back, bro. Historically, that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Olave,
Kamara, Mark Ingram.
Olave, I think you give
Reggie
him a contract.
Bush, Ricky Williams.
I don't think you let Olave walk.
The other guy that didn't get much love and praise, Deuce McAllister.
They use them all.
They all had success. They all had thousands.
Their system does not change much when it comes to
the Vikings' offensive side of the ball isn't bad. That's why it didn't make sense that 9 sucks so bad.
The defense isn't that bad.
The offense moved. Listen, the offense moved better when Carson Wentz was the quarterback. Carson Wentz.
9 sucks so bad that the team still went 9-8.
Bro, the team still threw Carson Wentz with one hanging by a thread out there on a Thursday night game.
Yeah, it killed me. Killed my parlays that night. I was sick.
That's how much they didn't trust that kid.
Tyler Shuck did look good because Tyler Shuck is just out there slinging.
I know. There's a guy I know that said y'all can eat your words because y'all made fun of him when he called him the savior.
Yeah, but he couldn't save him. Ironically. Did you start him or did you leave him on the bench? It don't matter. It don't matter. It's not about who was right and who was wrong if you're leaving all those points on the bench.
Well, he knew he lost when Kyle Pitts went off.
Tyler Shuck, I like him, and I like drafting Chris Olave with Tyler Shuck there because Olave was out there putting up
Well,
points.
will Olave be there next season? Does he get a contract extension, or do they trade him?
I think you pay Olave.
I
Right?
would.
Why not? I think he proved something last year when a lot of people probably wrote him off and what he could do for this offense and with the rookie quarterback and what the rookie quarterback was able to do with him and going into year 2, your sophomore year with Shuck, because Shuck took over for Radler. Like Shuck took over for Radler. Radler wasn't the answer, and all of a sudden the New Orleans Saints were out there putting up points, competing. It was too little, too late, but everybody liked what they saw from Tyler Shuck, and that was attached to production from Chris Olave when he was on the field. You know, it sucks because it's like with Olave, you kind of put that asterisk next to him like Waddle because of the injuries. But when Olave's on the field, he was out there making plays, 50-yard plus plays. You know, so I don't think that it will be the
Olave
right
has
time.
put up over 1,000 yards in every one of his seasons, except the 2023 season when he had all those concussions.
I don't think it will be the right time to move on.
His
from
rookie
him.
year, he had 1,000 yards with 4 touchdowns. His second year, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. Then the year he got hurt in the 8 games, he had 400 yards and a touchdown. This year, he had 1,100 yards with 9 touchdowns.
And also, the most important thing, you play in the NFC South where all you need to do is win 8 games. 8-9 games, and you're winning the division, and you are hosting a playoff game in New Orleans. A live fan base in Louisiana that is starving for more playoff success. And you have the lowest bar of any bar in the divisions across football. All you got to do is a 9-win team can host a playoff game. Yeah. And if you add Jeremiah Love to that mix, you got Jalen Polk out there. You know, you got options. Juwan Johnson for another season. Shuck has shown he is capable of getting the ball to his primary pass catchers. So, like, why abruptly shake that up? Because then what are you going to do? Oh, Shuck hasn't developed. It was a one-hit wonder. You took away his primary option. Look at the numbers with Olave on the field and compare that to anything that happens in this kid's career if you choose to have him go and make another team better, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anybody who inherits Olave could potentially take themselves from, like here to here.
I won't argue with you on that.
Like by default. Shit, put Olave with Pat Mahomes. Let's see what that would look like. Him having a young wide receiver that can like actually go and can beat one-on-one coverages.
Just checking Twitter real quick to see him.
Yeah, I think that would
Jack Fritz, you idiot.
That would be a big mistake by them. Big mistake if they chose to just let him walk in free agency, because it kind of derails the momentum and the little bit of success that they were able to put together to finish off their season. They weren't that far off from winning a very bad division. What was it, a 3-way tie?
Yeah.
All those schmucks.
8 and 9.
Yeah, like it was everybody's division. It was a team effort. It don't take much to win the South. And he could be the piece that can get you just enough to, dare I say, 9 wins when everybody else is stuck at 7 or 8. We still don't know what the Panthers are going to be. The Bucks should be the favorites, but we already know what the Bucks look like when they're hurt. Mike Evans is not going to be there, potentially. He's going to be exploring free agency. The Falcons, can't trust them.
Great NFL insider Aditi Kinkawala says on the 93.7 The Fan Pittsburgh that people around Aaron Rodgers believe there's a minuscule chance he's back with the Steelers in 2026.
Oh, joy.
And that's a Rodgers decision, not the Steelers, based on what they observed at the end of last season. Good, don't come back.
Oh, to come back or not come back?
To not come back, yeah.
Aren't you tired of playing that cat and mouse game with this guy?
I don't want him back.
Waiting until the end of the spring, end of the summer for him to make a choice. Don't you guys want to just do something else? Shake things up? It's the same song and dance if he comes back. Can't get the ball down the field. Quick release passes. There's not going to be a Kenneth Gainwell there. Kenneth Gainwell is going to go somewhere and get paid. So you're not going to have that security blanket of a Kenneth Gainwell that you could dump the ball off to when things get ugly, regardless of how good the offensive line can block. The limitations have never been more limited.
Our line's good, but
it don't matter.
It doesn't matter when you can't move.
In 3 seconds or less, you're giving the ball up. You're not even letting guys run their route out completely.
Just checking to see what else. Oh, Kerwin Seifels passed away. The man who directed the WWF for over 4 decades. The man responsible behind all those perfect vignettes.
The Panthers are building defense first. Bryce Young isn't terrible. Yeah, you're not wrong, because the Panthers defense, there was some weeks where the Panthers defense was showing up, and the Panthers defense was like winning them some football games. And I like Bryce Young, you know. I think it's more of a thing where they kind of have to balance it out, and the offense maybe needs to get up to speed to where the defense is at this point. I feel like going into this season, we expected the Panthers offense to be the saving grace for that football team, but it turns out it was a secondary that was coming up with interceptions each and every single week, like 2 to 3 a game. You know what I mean? Just absolutely killing drives for the other side, getting the ball back to Bryce Young, and he needs that. A young quarterback needs more reps, needs more, to be able to go out there and have another opportunity with good field position. You got Chuba Hubbard. They still got that Brooks kid that they drafted a couple years ago. Like, they still.
Breaking news. 4-time Super Bowl champion of the 1970s, the most interceptions in a playoff history. Mike Wagner has passed away at the age of 75. I'm sorry, 76. Wow.
R.I.P.
That 70s dynasties lost a lot of people. I mean, I get it. It's that age range plus football was so much.
There's no CTE. There's no medical advancements as far as the headshots you were taking, the helmets, all that shit is like, they're messed up. Gainwell, league winner. Hey, he could be, bro.
I have him in Dynasty, and I'm not trading him.
He could be.
Because I don't think he's coming back to Pittsburgh, and I think he's going to go somewhere where he's going to get paid, and I think he's going to be smart, and he's going to go to I can see him going to Carolina and getting all the reps.
This is the biggest payday of his career coming up.
He's going to be RB1 on someone's team, and I'm going to have another RB1.
The Vikings.
And he was a waiver wire claim.
I mean, we all slept on him. But
I took him out of necessity.
He was racking up
because I had everybody got hurt, so I picked him up and just started him.
I'll be drafting him this year and redraft wherever I can. It's gonna be a good 9th round pick potentially. When the dust clears.
Yeah,
I'll take him all day. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing, and it can win you everything. Compared to spending on some of those top names in some of the top rounds where you might need another wide receiver, or you could miss out on potentially one of the top tight ends or a top quarterback.
The Bengals reportedly had a team check on Joe Burrow, but were told he is not available.
Interesting. Yeah. We'll see what they do this year.
Like we said earlier in this show, many people around the NFL believe the Bears will make DJ Moore available this offseason.
Got to. And I mean, if I'm Buffalo, I'm calling because he's better than whatever you got going on out there. I'm sorry to Khalil Shakir lovers and the Keon Coleman lovers of the world, but DJ Moore right now is better than those guys.
Brandon Ayuk reportedly wants to play for the Washington Commanders with his friend Jaden Daniels.
Oh, that's a mess. They still have Debo and they still have Scary Terry.
And you're right. Now Debo's going to be a free agent. Malik Willis is expected to make over 30 a season this offseason. There is mutual interest between the Vikings and Kirk Cousins per CBS Sports.
Oh, Vikings, please. You just fired your GM. Don't go more backwards. If you go after Cousins, there's no difference between him and 9.
Again, we talked about Pitts getting overpaid. They expect him to get anywhere between 70 to 80 million in total for his next contract.
Wonder where. We're gonna let Chickakongwa walk. So I wouldn't be shocked if we're in the running for Kyle Pitts, to be honest with you. He fills a need.
Oh,
I like Gunnar Helm, but I don't know.
don't be surprised by an A.J. Brown, even if he gets any more toxins come next season. Nah, he's not getting moved. He ain't going to get moved unless something really drastically happens and it's before the deadline next year.
They're definitely changing their tune on AJ. It's sounding more like they're looking to try to keep him and try to keep the core, at least, of this offense together with the new offensive coordinator. And I think partly he himself is kind of wanting to see, like, okay, what can the new guy bring to the table that we didn't have last year with Patullo? I still think he don't mess with Sirianni like that, but it's about really what the OC can do for this offense.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, not so much because we know Sirianni doesn't run anything. You know, he ain't calling plays, so it don't really matter. He can deal with Sirianni, I guess, for another year or so, but it does sound like he's going to be staying put within the Eagles offense, which who knows, maybe it lowers or heightens his
Malik Willis
value.
and Jimmy Garoppolo are potential free agent quarterback options for the Miami Dolphins.
Hey, maybe Willis to the Cardinals could be a thing.
That's a possibility.
Give me some Willis.
Jaguars looking to get Parker Washington more involved in the pass game. Coaches really like him.
More than he already was?
They view him as wide receiver 1.
Imagine hearing that with BTJ on your roster. New passing game coordinator, new running game coordinator, new quarterback coach. Yeah, there's a lot of new faces. So maybe
someone don't tell Matthew.
BTJ stinks, bro. BTJ stinks. People give Marvin Harrison all this shit. BTJ might end up being worse when all is said and done than Marvin Harrison.
I undersold
What's
him.
so different? What's so different from them two?
I undersold him.
At least Marvin Harrison had a couple boom games. Not a lot, but a couple. More than BTJ.
That's what I was told. I was told I undersold him.
That's the beauty of Dynasty.
Guess what?
We stick together long enough to watch a lot of these things play out.
I got Quinshon Judkins, and I got a a second-round pick. That second-round pick is your pick.
And that's another
the 2-3.
That's another part of the conversation is how Dynasty is impacted by real-life free agency and the rookie draft and the player values, which as we go down the line during draft season,
wide receiver 3 now?
4. You forgot Brenton Strange. Trevor Lawrence will throw the ball to anybody but BTJ. He'll throw the ball to anybody.
So it was Parker, Myers, Strange, then BTJ. If I'm BTJ, just ask for a trade.
Maybe Etienne.
Get out of there.
Travis Etienne.
Is he going to get a contract extension?
Etienne.
He's a free agent because I don't think they put the 5th-year option on him, right?
He's another one I can see in red and yellow playing for Kansas City.
He fits their mold
Perfectly.
Pass catching.
He doesn't need to be the center of attention.
He's an Andy Reid running back.
Yes. He is everything that Andy Reid wants and loves in a running back. He is
Travis Etienne, a free agent.
He is Brian Westbrook reincarnated.
Travis
and the mix of
Etienne
Hunter
Jr.,
when they feeling spicy.
January 26th, 19
it's gross.
In the mix up. Well, they said Hunter's going to play a lot more DB than wide receiver this year.
They say a lot of things this time of year. So we'll see.
Bro, imagine that. He's the 5th option.
Imagine your cornerback getting as many reps and targets as you, and you were deemed the savior as the getting drafted like a wide receiver 1. That's one guy I'm not afraid to say here in February that I'm staying away from is BTJ.
All right, yeah.
I had enough exposure.
The Jaguars will not use the franchise tag on Travis Etienne. So he fits the Chiefs mold. You're 100% right on that.
It does.
I think what we can do is March. Figure the 9th is Monday. March 4th. Wednesday, March 4th, we can do a predictions like 10. You pick 10 free agents, I pick 10 free agents,
And attach them to a team.
Yup.
See how many we get wrong, how many we get right. It'll be a
Yup.
fun game. It'll be a fun game to do because by that week we're going to get all the answers and we'll come back the following
within a week
and,
later you're going to know officially, but
yeah,
5 days later you're going to know that Monday at 12 o'clock.
we kind of did it a little bit today, but we can list the names, you know, as many.
Maybe next week the NBA could give us something worth talking about.
Or maybe we'll talk about WrestleMania season. Maybe they'll give it because you know somebody's in the box. Somebody's coming out of the box.
Somebody's coming. Yo, isn't that a Vince McMahon gimmick? Yeah, I was thinking about
Jim
that.
Cornette said, "Whoever comes out of a box is over," and there's somebody in a box. And you know what Vince Russo said? He said, "What if it's Triple H in the box?" and Triple H comes out of the box and says that it's a new era. Bro,
This man had 2 WrestleMania commercials, one with the dudes and one with the chicks. Yo, I give Vince McMahon a ton of shit. But you never seen Vince put himself in these promos like this. Yo, the intro was Triple H talking about Royal Rumble. Did you see that? Going down, like, bitch, you won the Rumble once. No, I'm sorry, twice.
Twice. He won it twice.
Are you serious? I would have rather had an old school the following participants. Cody Rhodes.
But there can't be a person in the box. You got to put food in the
The
box.
last
and water,
time
right?
I remember
'Cause
somebody coming out of a box,
they'll die.
I was there.
And was it worth it?
It was in Philadelphia.
Vince would never.
It was 2003.
What's in the box, bro?
SmackDown. And it was Undertaker in the ring, and out of the box came Brother Taker.
How long was he in the box for?
Bro, that box was there in the ring like fit, yo. They carried that bitch on a forklift over. He had to be inside that bitch for at least a half hour before they opened it up.
So we're talking about somebody being in a box for 3 weeks.
It's gonna be Chris Jericho.
There's no way. There's no, I have to see what's in the box. I have to see who it is.
When I saw that shit, I just thought, oh, Vince McMahon. I'm like, oh,
There's a Vince watching it at home.
bro. And then I watched some of Cena's podcast interview with Ice Cube's son.
Yeah.
Bro, he was spilling shit. He was talking about how people get mad when plans are shifted. He was like, back in SummerSlam, I was supposed to win my 17th title on Roman. That where he came back, because I was supposed to break the record then, but they got a deal done with Brock at 5 o'clock, and then Brock came out and beat my ass afterwards, but Roman won clean. He's like, it even happened to me, guys. Me, John Cena, happened to me too. So it can happen to anybody.
He's got nothing to hold back.
Then
now.
he was talking about that. And then in that same breath, he goes, that's why, I wasn't too mad when Travis and Rock flaked out. So boom, but I thought Rock didn't flake out. I thought Rock just appeared to get tickets sold. John's like, I'm retired, bitch. I don't need to do this anymore.
You can't punish me with it.
Yeah.
You can't hold anything over me.
What are you going to hold
I'll say
over?
whatever I want now.
I'm retired. I ain't doing this no more. I made my money. And now he's a hot commodity when it comes to acting.
It's interesting.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen Peacemaker, seasons 1 and 2. 2 great shows. Season 2 ended with supposedly season 2 ended with not another Peacemaker season, but to the future of another movie, like what he does sets up a movie in the future. I ain't gonna spoil it for anybody.
And he's getting asked a lot of wrestling stuff.
He had that movie with
real answers now.
He had that movie with Idris Elba that dropped on Amazon a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Where
He's
he was the
everywhere.
president. He's making movies like he's like, yo, he doesn't
He's
need
everywhere.
wrestling. So yeah, he quickly let that out. And that he was the one that told Cody, like, chill, you can't get mad. Like, let's roll with it. Because Cody was pissed, and Cody had every right to be pissed. Us as fans were saying, what?
This doesn't make any sense.
Like the ending was so corny. Like
He gave me one of the best heel turns ever, followed by
and they couldn't keep following it because the other two that helped be a part of it, I'm not going to be there. That's where, again, I look at Vince Russo, and a lot of people don't like Russo, but let me tell you, I can see his conspiracy working out the way he thinks. That Triple H is going to be, if the things continue, Triple H is going to be removed from creative, and they're going to install The Rock and Brian Gerwitz. That Brian Gerwitz will start being the creative writer, and the person that makes the final decision is going to be Rock. I can freaking see that, man.
maybe it could have worked out a lot better if The Rock was in control.
We'll find out. Like, where's your mind going to be? Are you going to be paying attention to wrestling or worrying about your movie roles? And then again, that's when I tell people, we said for years, man, Vince got to go. Vince got to go. That old famous phrase, be careful what you wish for.
He's going now. He's going now, and they can't sell enough tickets for Mania.
Well, the reason they're not selling tickets is because they're overpriced.
They owe $6 billion.
They're overpriced.
They have a $6 billion debt that they need to pay off one way or another.
They're
and
overpriced.
they're taking it out on the fans.
And fans are finally saying, we're not paying that.
They're not even a top.
I know AEW gets a lot of flack, but lately I've been watching AEW again. The shows have been better. The wrestling's been better. The promos have been better. But you know what? You can go to an AEW show for a third of what it costs to go to a WWE show.
Imagine Monday Night Raw.
Their pay-per-view tickets are almost priced regular, like a regular weekly show. So
imagine Monday Night Raw not being top 10 on Netflix.
ooh.
You don't have to imagine it because that's real. It's not top 10 on Netflix.
And now you're going to have that Gina Carano-Ronda Rousey fight on Netflix in a couple of months.
Oh,
Imagine the numbers that does
oh.
compared to a Monday Night Raw.
It's gonna be
I know they're giving us that fight like 10 years too late.
That's going to be the shits.
Yeah, 10 years too late, boy.
Oh.
I hope it's good.
Was that produced by the Paul brothers?
Yeah, they're making money.
Oh.
Making money.
Ronda Rousey's about to get back in the ring. I'm hearing Mike Tyson and Mayweather are getting in the ring.
Oh. I don't care what anybody says. Mike Tyson threw that fight.
He's about to throw
Because
another
I
one.
watched that first round, and I watched him connect to Jake Paul a couple times,
He's
and
pulling his punches.
and you saw Paul like this,
He was
like
pulling-
looking at it like, bitch, you're supposed to throw this.
Well, eventually Jake Paul had to deal with somebody who wasn't pulling their punches, so
And trounced.
his mouth is still wired, Kanye style.
I feel like going on Netflix was a mistake for WWE. It was, because if I were them, I would have tried to sell Raw to like a network.
Hope Ronda learned to block her face.
I would have said, like how they had SmackDown on Fox, I would have found a way to make Raw on network TV weekly. That's what I would have done. But they wanted too much of that. And now they're on Netflix, and Netflix can get out of the deal after a couple of years.
And nobody cares. Will go under extreme medical observation before they.
They're
fully
perfectly
give it a
fit,
go.
though. I don't see what could be wrong. They're perfectly fit.
One hasn't fought since 2009. The other hasn't fought since 2016. And this is really about to happen. Like, yeah.
Who
Those
can
are
blame him? He walked away with what? Like $10-20 million? Psst.
Got paid. Big time payday.
Tyson's been through a lot,
So we're gonna
man.
see. We're gonna see Rosie Perez out there potentially again. Hopefully they don't bring Holyfield back because he looked like he was out of his mind. I don't know what he was on that day when he had the shades on, but you keep him off there. Bring another celebrity.
I'll
boxer
watch
in
it.
there.
It's going to be on Netflix.
Bring in Sugar Ray Leonard or somebody that can actually talk some boxing, make it fun
Yeah.
for us boxing fans who are going to tune in for the entertainment.
Shane Mosley
purpose.
wasn't bad.
Shane Mosley wasn't bad. He looked like very comfortable in the role. He looked like he wanted to do that. Like he wants to be that.
Is Jim Lamford still? Get Lamford from HBO back.
Yo, Holyfield was geeked out of his mind, bro. He wasn't even looking in the right direction when they were talking to
So
him.
at least Netflix is going in the right direction, getting sports and all that. They're adversing everything. But for wrestling, I agree with you. There's a lot to discuss.
Rousey's
A
gonna
lot's going on.
Rousey's gonna beat out Monday Night Raw.
Yes, she is.
During WrestleMania season. Oh no!
Like they're
bro.
blaming the creative right now for tickets not selling. No, they don't want to accept the ugly truth that your tickets are overpriced and people are just like, nah, I'm not doing it.
And creative sucks.
Because creative's gotten a little bit better lately. Like the whole McIntyre finally winning the belt, getting the belt off of Cody. I'm all for. What McIntyre said last Friday night was crazy in that promo. What the hell was it? It was like, you think the living catchphrase is gonna win? Talking about LA Knight. Then he said Cody already whooped his ass. He goes, the only person I would give a chance is Jacob Fatu
because he's used to being locked up. He has spent the most time locked up.
Yo,
the only thing I popped for was when Stephanie Bakir was talking to Liv, and then Dominic was translating everything that she was saying to Liv.
Yo, she called her a puta, bro. I was like, oh.
I popped for that because I thought that was funny, and now come to find out, I got to see what's in this box. Because if it's a human being in this box, bro,
it's a gobbledygooker.
Oh my gosh, bro!
It's the gobbledygooker.
That's crazy. His weed business is just another business. Don't forget the lifestyle Mike used to. He used to own a tiger. He might still own a tiger. Who knows?
Remember Mike Tyson's Mysteries?
Yeah,
that shit was dope. I actually had the gobbledygooker action figure, but I refused to put it out on my display.
He's not over.
I'm not putting that out there. I mean, I almost opened up. I was this close to almost opening up my Hogan Coliseum figure the other day, but cooler heads prevailed, and I didn't do it. I left them sealed, so
proud of you.
Because I just wanted to bring the green belt. The original belt that he won, I wanted to put that out there.
What is Jimmy Hart in the box? And then what? Like, once you come out of the box, then what? Like,
come on, baby! Here we go, baby!
What are you going to do when you come out of the box?
I really wish wrestling would bring back managers.
Are you going to cost somebody something?
Because some of these guys can't talk, but let them say a couple words here and there and bring a manager back. Get the heat the old-fashioned way. Like, why can't we have more Paul Heymans, man?
You want to impress me? When you open the box, have the person fall flat on their face and be like, damn, we left somebody in the box for 2 weeks. And then you cut.
He said,
that's real.
It said, send it to Friday Night SmackDown. So now we're just going to transport this bench back. When is Elimination Chamber?
It's in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
So there's another 2 weeks of a box.
I hope it gets better.
We'll let you know. We'll let you guys know who's in the box.
I haven't. Listen, my dad watches it because my dad's always going to watch it.
I grew up on it.
I love watching wrestling, and it's a problem when I am on the weekends. Like Monday Night Football, of course, I'm going to watch over wrestling all day, every day, because even if it's not my team, we have fantasy implications, we have gambling implications, that's why we watch it. So normally the next day I would watch it. I haven't even done that. I catch myself on Saturdays, the weekends where I'm off, or even where I just have Sunday off and I get home at 3:00 from work.
I was off this past Monday.
Ask me what I'm tuning into.
I was off this past Monday.
You know what I watched this past weekend?
I put on Monday Night Raw and they lost me by 8:03 because the Vision came out, and then LA Knight, who I'm not big, he loses too much for me to care. So they had me for a couple minutes.
Ask me what I watched this past weekend.
Office.
I watched Tully Blanchard versus Magnum TA in an I Quit match. Then I watched a 1987 Saturday Night's Battle Royal. I'm watching old shit before I watch what's on right now.
I grew up excited for this time of year. The road to WrestleMania.
I started watching Bret Hart promos from 97 after me and you were giggling our asses off reciting some of them. I started watching some of them.
We're not even a year removed.
You want to hit me, don't you?
We're not even a year removed from a good Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Where Jade Cargill attacked Naomi.
That was a good show.
John Cena turned heel.
That was a good
All that
show.
happened less than a year ago.
And everything went downhill after that.
Oh, it was better than WrestleMania. How's your No Way Out, basically?
Night one WrestleMania, I think both nights were trash because I think the only good match, honestly, was the triple threat. And that wasn't even for a title. Think about that.
I've been watching the Olympics too. I've been watching the curling. I've been tuned in.
I
At
know
work to the
Canada
Olympics.
cheating.
Canada and Sweden. We're about to get into it because they kept messing with the little
Yep.
stone and shit. I didn't touch it. He was about to go blow for blow.
I know Sidney Crosby got hurt.
Uh,
That made me sad.
and basketball's coming back tomorrow, so I'm with you, Chris. It's just they don't really give me a reason to care, and I'm just hoping that they give me something for Mania because it's 2 nights in like 9 hours. So if you can give me one thing in between that span of time, I'm getting to a point where I feel like they should split the Royal Rumble into 2 nights. Having 2 Royal Rumbles on one night is like too much. Have the girls go on Saturday and have the guys go on Sunday.
I think eventually we're gonna get there.
Give me 9 matches.
They're gonna be doing
between
night one. They're gonna start doing night 1 and night 2.
We're doing back-to-back Royal Rumbles.
And they stole that idea from Japan, because Japan has a super show they do every year for the last 30 plus years, where it's night 1 and night 2, and they stole that shit from Japan.
They stole that things from Japan.
Yeah. Well, the NWO was stolen from Japan too.
So
Think about that.
The original concept was in Japan.
So I can see the big 3 now, because they don't really look at Survivor Series as a big 4.
Yeah.
I can see Rumble becoming a 2-night event. WrestleMania is a 2-night event. SummerSlam turned into a 2-night event.
2 nights. Rumble should be 2 nights.
Yeah, you could focus on the women, the mid-card cats.
You got 4 matches
Yeah.
because you got 2 Rumbles. So you give me 4 matches.
And I didn't even think the Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view.
It's supposed to be the most fun.
And I didn't enjoy it this year.
It's supposed to be the most fun.
I mean, I thought Liv Morgan winning was dope.
The right people won.
The right people won. I just didn't like how the match.
The booking was just,
like, bro, Brock Lesnar got eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance.
didn't even have a camera on it.
Everybody was yeeting. How you getting eliminated?
Your
You're
top
Brock
one,
Lesnar.
one of your top stars who's in the
Yeah.
final year of his wrestling, because he's going to retire
You're yeeting.
this year. SummerSlam's in Minnesota, so he's going to retire there.
Gunther's not interesting to me.
Gunther is not, and we're going to catch heat for
He's
that.
not interesting. He's not interesting.
They're trying to make him this
I don't-
retirement killer guy that if you face him
I
when you're older,
don't
he ends your
care.
careers.
I don't care. I don't care about Cody Rhodes. I don't care about Gunther.
Well, Cody's going to keep being the man because of kids. He's the modern day John Cena. Remember how we hated Cena? That's what Cody is now.
just, I think he's a Cena.
I do think
Cena-
Cody needs to turn heel
Cena's
again,
a better
but
talker.
they're not gonna turn him heel because he sells so much merch.
Even when I wasn't a Cena guy, he was a better talker. Didn't see any notifications that was live till now. Franchise tag season is active. Yes, it is. No camera on Brock. I didn't watch. Yeah, and you know, we saw what Jey Uso's been relegated to. He's back with his brother in the tag team division where he belongs.
Well, he got problems. I've been reading about how he's showing, like, when he won the title,
Wilding
he went
out.
back to his wilding out stages, and
Started
they were like,
wilding out.
all right,
Yeah.
pulling it
No.
back.
Ultimate Warrior head ass. You better relax. It's not for everybody. Gunther, an old school bruiser. And
I get it. I liked it, but now I think they're forcing him down too much. I thought he was better when he had the dude with him, the Imperium, the whole group.
I can't get. It's just. I don't care. They needed Roman Reigns to win the Rumble in order to get more eyes on the product. They took the belt off Roman, and they haven't done shit with
He
anybody.
says it too. It's been 2 years.
I'm
and
bored.
no
I'm bored
one's-
with CM Punk. I'm bored with him with the belt. He's boring. His matches are boring. I'm not interested.
He now, what's crazy about Punk, his matches, it's him being gassed out and just
Blown up.
fighting back. Right? Like he's
Blown up.
He's trying to do Shawn Michaels 2002, where Michaels was like getting blown up. And then out of the new 1, 2, the super kick, 1, 2, 3. Shawn's done it. But no, you can't do that. Shawn was just different, dog.
Vision, don't care.
I like Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul's a future world champion. I think Braun Breaker's a future champ.
He just had surgery. He's not even on TV.
Yeah, he might not even be back for WrestleMania season. Like for a WrestleMania match.
Oh,
I am not a Bronson Reed guy.
stealing Roman Reigns' shoes.
The
He's
tribal
just-
thief. Like, come on, dog.
like
I think Becky Lynch might be the most interesting character. Like as far as range,
She just did Becky Awards, and she gave Sean Mooney Announcer of the Year award. And Sean Mooney then cut a promo on Twitter. He had the old school jacket with the W. And he said thank you. And then she put
Who
underneath.
would have thought, bro?
He said, "Thank you, Becky, for making me announcer because I do still do the news in my local area and all that." And then underneath, she goes, "Don't worry, I'm going to talk to these people and get you back because Michael Cole sucks."
See, Becky might be the most interesting thing on TV right now, and I can't believe that's a word coming out of my mouth. Because you really don't know what's going to come out of her mouth. And I think she's funny as a heel. This version of her is funny. So it's like, you make me laugh, you know? Everything else, you got about 4 minutes and you lose me.
Becky stole Seth's gimmick and made it better. Ooh,
Maybe, yeah.
I thought Seth was better as the Monday Night Messiah.
He'll be back soon.
I thought that gimmick was good. The Monday Night Messiah.
They're setting up something with him. He'll be back soon. But he's going to come back.
He's got to come back as a face now because you had him attacked.
And then in a month, he's just going to go right back and just like everybody else. He's just like everybody else.
Before you know it, they're going to turn.
Everybody else.
Don't worry, Roman's going to turn heel by the end of summer. And Paul will be back with him.
You can't mess up Roman.
That's why I think the best thing they got going right now is McIntyre.
I like McIntyre.
His promos are amazing.
I'm just waiting for the other shoe to fall where he gets beat.
He looks like a world champion.
I'm waiting for him to get beat because that's all that happens to him.
I'm surprised that the WWE didn't try to capitalize on Bad Bunny being on halftime and trying to get him for WrestleMania season.
They're probably working on it.
Because that's what I would have done.
They're working on it.
I'd have had him versus Logan Paul. There you go. Boom.
He might put on the best match of the night. Because when he came out at Backlash,
that pop is crazy.
He had him in the palm of his hand.
He had a Road Warrior pop that night.
He had an old school, like.
That was like.
There's a lot of wrestlers that looked at that. And
that was like an NWA Road Warrior pop. That was like a golden era Hulk Hogan pop, like 1984, 85 type pop. That's what he got that night.
He was over, bro.
And yeah, a lot of it's because it was in Puerto Rico, but regardless, that pop was crazy.
He is over. And he put on a good match.
He did. Still would have had him job though.
He worked.
That's just me. I got to look at believability.
He's more.
There's no way there was. When I look at
what happened to Damian Priest? What happened to that?
Him the drizzling shits too, bro.
Let's go back to the Judgment Day, bro. What else you got?
I agree.
What else you got?
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
What?
Won't argue there.
Like besides Roman Reigns, the women are more over than the men.
And then what? If Jericho's in the box, you're going back to Jericho.
I don't want to watch his matches.
And Jericho's already said multiple times the last couple of years, if he goes back, he's not doing Y2J. He's not doing the list.
No, but you're coming out of a box. So you might as well. You might as well come out of the box with the list. With the scarf. Just, who cares? What are we going to get? Jericho versus Punk again? Oh, yeah. I can imagine that match in my head. Click.
He started dropping.
Click.
He was waterboarding on the alcohol.
I don't want to see that, bro.
Jericho's a great heel.
I don't want to see that. Not excited. Don't care.
Yeah, this whole WrestleMania season doesn't got any of us excited right now.
Oh. Yeah, that pretty much sums that up for tonight.
Yeah.
We gave you our 20-minute wrestling
diatribe sprinkled into our
we'll
NFL
give you more
action.
next week, especially if the NBA sucks.
A little extended episode of On the Money podcast. And yeah, if there's nothing going on in the NBA, you might hear some more wrestling and maybe a little bit of
I don't want to see him in a ring anymore.
Early baseball takes coming for the new baseball season because we can't wait.
Mets still suck.
NFL, MLB, WWE, NBA. That's basically where the pecking order is at this point in time. It's sad to say. With that being said, I will be doing my research for the slate tomorrow because I'm hoping to win a couple of bucks through the NBA. But you know, approach it with your own. You know, just get it ready for the baseball money because that's really what we're going to be hitting up. that baseball money.
Yep.
Betting on dingers is going to feel amazing. I cannot wait. Can't wait to be yelling at my TV because the Yankees didn't do jack shit, but, keep Cody Bellinger, which in the grand scheme of things means nothing.
The Phillies let the Mets
But-
outbid them for
We'll see.
Bo Bichette.
A couple years of this, and we can see WWE no longer be something. Sad, man.
A couple of years from now,
Something I grew
someone
up
will
on.
buy it.
Yeah. But this is
My name is Tony Khan, and I just bought my competition.
No, Sandlot Baseball is back, baby. So I need to finish the head count of who's in and who's out, so I can lock that up. I gotta do a head count before I officially do a draft date, so that we're all on board and hopefully we all meet up, maybe at B Dubs and have some appetizers, a couple beers, and do a little bit of drafting. But the opening day is March 25th, and then the real slate is March 26th. So I got to get everything done. Hopefully by that week, we can be drafting by that week. If anything, gives everybody plenty of time. And we'll be good to go. I'll drop the information in the baseball group chat for everybody. Terrell, I'm counting you in. And I just got to see if a couple more people are in and we can lock up the league, and we'll go from there.
Anybody drop?
I got to see. I got to ask. Because we might end up going back to 10 this year from 12, but I got to see what's up. I got to get the official word from everybody. If everybody stays, we'll be 12 again. But if a couple people tend to drop, I can at least lock in the 10, and we can go back to how it was season 1. My boy drafted Jose Suarez. Shout out to Andrew. Who will he draft this year?
Oh, Andrew.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a little bit more insight as far as NFL free agency as we count down to the road to the draft. It's not the road to WrestleMania. It's the road to the NFL draft at this point, because that's going to put more butts in seats.
Yep.
That's what's generating more interest. So we'll see, some of the takes that we have, who goes where. Stick with us. We enjoy. Thank you guys for sticking with us for tonight's extended version of On the Money podcast. Great conversation. A lot to think about, and I look forward to next week.